Hello friends, I am Srikant Ganvir. I am currently working as assistant professor in the Department of Ancient Indian History, Culture and Archaeology, Deccan College, Postgraduate and Research Institute deemed to be University, Pune. I will be talking about the Buddhist caves at Ajanta, a UNESCO World Heritage Site located in Maharashtra. The objective of this module is to present an introduction to Buddhist caves at Ajanta and their architectural and art historical features. This module also aims at providing an outline of the Buddhist caves which represent a cultural setting of over 800 years and their potential for Buddhist heritage tourism. The world famous group of Buddhist caves at Ajanta in Aurangabad district of Maharashtra was recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage in 1983, situated in the horseshoe shaped valley created by Riolet Vagora. It is a group of 30 caves extensively carved and is more famous for the presence of excellent mural paintings depicting scenes related to the Buddha and his earlier lives. The caves were lost to memories of the people and remained unknown till an officer of the Madras army first identified its presence amidst widely grown vegetation in 1819. The Ajanta caves are considered the peak of Buddhist art, architecture, iconography and painting, covering all major forms of tangible expressions possible at the contemporary time. The rock cut excavation at Aurangabad may have started during the Satwan period or the early phase, that is 2nd century before the Common Era till the 2nd century Common Era, and after a gap of around 100 to 150 years, the excavations and the painting activities reached their fullest bloom during the Vakatakas, that is from the 3rd century CE till the 5th century CE of the Vassagulma branch, especially during the reign of King Harisena. The second period is also called the later phase. There are in total 30 caves at Ajanta, of which 25 are viharas and 2 are chaityaguras of the early phase and 3 are Buddha image shrine cum monasteries of the later phase. Cave numbers 3, 5, 14, 24, 28 and 29 are incomplete, whereas cave number 28 and 29 are not accessible at present. 15 caves in total have 97 inscriptions here, of which 14 are engraved on stone, 80 have been painted and 3 are graffiti. The donations and the patronage pattern reflected in stone engraved inscription of the Vakatak period inform us single-handed efforts by individuals rather than collective donations. The donations have been made for spiritual development, accumulation of good merits, the liberation of the self and of those in whose memory the donation was made. Son of minister, monk, members of royal families and a single donation by a trader are recorded here, which point towards the gradual loss of popular support towards Buddhism, as almost none of the donations were from lay followers. The Buddha, life events of the Buddha, miracles performed by him, bodhisattvas and their personified energies in the form of Buddhist goddesses, Nagas, Yaksha, Yakshi, past Buddhas, that is 7 human Buddhas, Pancha Tathagatas, Jatakas, that is stories from the various lives of the Buddha, Avadan, that is the legends of human Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, illustrious persons related to Buddhism, heaven, ascetics, asuras, that is demons, amorous couples, motifs from everyday life, apsaras, that is celestial nymphs, Gandharvas, that is flying figures, Kinnaras, celestial musicians who are half human and half bird, damsels, doves, Vidyajaras, etc. are the themes of sculpture and painting executed extensively at the various caves of Ajanta. These are depicted in schemes or systematically arranged sequences or positions to make the illustration meaningful, so that the viewer can not just venerate but also learn various values to be inculcated and followed in daily life. The cave walls, ceilings and even the object of veneration, the Buddha image in the sanctum, were all once painted, some specimens of which have survived. The technique of painting and preparation of the surface at these caves is interesting. The rock surface was prepared by coating 2 layers of plasters in a gritty and rough texture, which was then overlaid with a thin lime wash. The mud plaster was prepared by using grass, grain husk, fibrous material, water, rock grit, etc. The primary colors like green, red, yellow, black and white were made of natural rocks, lime, lamp black, etc. Animal glue was used as a binding material for the pigments. The peculiar features of the paintings are expressions of emotions on faces, a movement in the body, depth and highlights wherever necessary. An early historic settlement has been identified near Lenapur in recent archaeological excavations. Let us have a virtual journey of some of the important rock cut caves at Ajanta. Cave 1. Cave 1 is a magnificent monastery, consists of a porch, veranda, mandap, vestibule and a sanctum. There are 6 pillars and 2 at the veranda. Pillars are multi-fluted shafts with the squarish bases, abacus and topped by the capitals. They are richly decorated with carvings of medallions, flower and creeper motifs. The lower frieze near veranda depicts sights like disease, old age and death. The opposite side of the frieze and capitals depict events like Mara's attack, Buddha's enlightenment, Buddha's first sermon. 20 pillars arranged in a squarish plan to support the mandap. There are 14 cells open at the mandap, whereas one each on either side of the veranda. 2 large-sized bodhisattvas guard the entrance of the sanctum and 2 more attain the central Buddha image in the sanctum. The central Buddha image, once painted, is shown in a Vyakhyana mudra or Dhammachakra Pravartana mudra. Scene of attack of Mar, the goblin army and his daughters is depicted on the left side walls of the antechamber, whereas the right wall has a portrayal of the miracle of Shravasti, where Buddha multiplied himself into innumerable Buddhas in different mudras, seated over lotuses supported by 2 nagas. The representation of Shibi Jatak on the walls of the hall is a highlight of this cave. Here, Bodhisattva Prince Shibi, while saving a pigeon from a hawk, gave up an equal weight of his flesh. Various fragments of paintings are considered a depiction of stories like Udayan, Sudhanukumar, Shankapala, Janaka, Kalyanakarin's adventure, Sumagadha, Mahoshada, Champakanaga, Nagakumar, Prabhas, Maitrabala, Mahasudarshan. One of the scenes was interpreted as a Chalukyan king Pulkeshi II receiving an embassy from Sasanian king Khusro II of Persia, which is not considered valid as such now, and the latest identification is of a king Mahasudarshan whose feudatories built a temple. The paintings on the ceiling have floral and animal motifs, foreigners consuming drinks, bull flight, etc. Now we will move to cave number 2. The plan of this cave, including veranda, mandap, vestibule and shrine, is somewhat similar to earlier cave. The veranda is supported by 4 pillars and 2 pilasters. Mandap has 12 pillars arranged in a square plan which has 5 cells each on either side. The back wall has 2 sub-shrines, whereas the main shrine is pushed further back with a vestibule. The ceiling and many other parts have preserved rich examples of contemporary paintings, creepers, garlands, stylized griffins, lotus and conch adorn the beams and the rafters at the ceiling. The spaces in between have secular motifs like animals and fruits. The mandap has been so elaborately decorated that it gives an illusion of being a royal audience hall. The verses from Shantivadi and Maitribala Jatak affiliated with the Sarvastivadi school of Theravada are seen at the veranda in the form of inscriptions. Bodhisattva as a litany of Avalokiteshwar, miracle of Shravasti have been painted in this cave. Painted scenes from the stories of Prabhas, Bhuridatta, Maitribala, Shantivadi, Hamsa Jatak, the birth of Siddhartha Gautam, Ruru, Pandit Jatak and Purna have been identified by Professor Shunglop. The Shibi Jatak has been impressively painted here, although it is there in queue number 1, 2.